What's up, everybody? This is Ringside Geeks, the only professional wrestling podcast that you need in your earballs. My name is Dave. Joining me tonight is the real mouth from the South. That's where he lives, but he's actually from the North. It's Tom.
That's all I need in my earballs.
Who's fondling your earballs?
Huh?
What? Also joining us tonight is the king of keyboard strong style. His name is John.
The champ is still here.
And she is the current reigning, defending, and all-time days held record holding. There it is.
Sure.
On point.
IWGP women's title that I just made up.
She's the inaugural IWGP Women's Champion.
Right, she went through a grueling tournament of 3 other women. One of which wears a black bunny outfit.
Boy.
There you go.
And
Muffin ass.
Yeah.
That's her Twitter or her Instagram handle.
There you go. So yeah, there was wrestling this week. We're gonna talk about most of it. I figure we'll jump into it now while people are just freshly joining us. You guys can talk real quickly about what you did yesterday or earlier this week. It'll be our New Japan moment.
Sweet. Yeah, so Monroe and I got together and recorded I think 25-minute podcast kind of discussing our thoughts and feelings about the G1 Climax, the ongoing tournament, and we also discussed what we think is going to happen from here on out. But one thing we didn't get to do that I wanted to do last night was select an MVP for the G1 thus far. So, Monroe, I asked you earlier who your MVP was. I'm going to ask you again. Who do you think is the MVP of the G1 Climax just thus far?
Everything is evil.
Wow.
Evil is everything.
Really?
So the catchphrase is the MVP?
The catchphrase is the MVP? There you go.
Very funny, Dave. That's it. I have nothing else to say.
Cool. I was expecting you to say Michael Elgin. Probably
yeah, but then
second.
Yano came and kind of killed that for me. No.
All right, well, it should come as no surprise to anybody that I'm going to say Kazuchika Okada.
I'm
best wrestler in the world today, in my opinion.
Surprised me.
And I don't think I'm exaggerating by saying I think he is getting himself into the conversation for one of the best wrestlers of all time. And this championship reign, unprecedented. I'm excited to see what they do to finish it off, and maybe he goes heel afterwards. It should be fun. But, just the little teases we've gotten in this tournament have been really cool. So, you guys, if you want to watch the finals of the G1, we've got the A block finals coming up tomorrow morning, Friday morning. We've got the B block finals coming up Saturday morning. And then we've got the final of the G1 Climax this Sunday morning. All of it's on New Japan World, njpwworld.com. Check it out. It's less than $9.99 a month. Great deal. And you're going to get some fantastic wrestling this weekend. Naito Tanahashi, Omega Okada, and then a finals matchup, which should be even better. So check it out.
And where can people find your mini episode?
And you can find our mini episode on our Twitter or on atomicgeekdom.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Many different ways you can find us.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube as well. Yeah, gonna get that up there soon.
YouTube.
I don't know if I told you, but on my Sling TV, I have access, which shows a lot of New Japan stuff. So I'm getting to see a little bit. I'm getting to see a little bit of it.
Sweet, dude.
That's where the G1 specials were. They were on access.
Right on, dude.
With redubbed over Jerry the King, or not Jerry, JR announcing.
Did they really dub it over?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Who was clearly stated he does not work for New Japan. He works for Access.
Right. Yeah. Nah, he's probably not gonna be back. I don't think.
No, I mean, that's fine. Okay, before we jump into it, I just saw on Twitter, Glow Season 2 is coming to Netflix. I'm psyched.
Sweet.
Season 1 was real good.
So I watched 3 episodes of it.
And gave up?
I hate it.
I don't know why.
Oh,
you gave up before it got good. You gave up.
I hate it.
Before
I hate everything about it.
You gave up before they even started wrestling.
Yeah, I know. 3 shows in and there was none. Pass. Hard pass.
Well, it's not about the... You gotta give them a chance.
This was not about wrestling. I mean, Glow had really less to do with wrestling than anything at all.
More
it was
about
just about production value.
The
and,
characters and...
Yeah. My favorite...
Joey Ryan's penis?
Yes. My favorite episode...
Alex Riley as a stallion.
Talking about cocaine addicts. I died.
Yeah, plus...
I just couldn't stop the cocaine.
The guy that plays the promoter, Mark Maron, hilarious. One of the best characters on that show. And then... I just don't like your face. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if I like it or if I hate it.
And then the guy who owns the company plays one of my favorite characters on Veronica Mars, and he was good in this show too. I love Allison Brie, so
yeah, no thanks.
Weird.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, season 2, so
sweet.
It'll be good. All right.
I have to tell my daughter.
Also Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin and Dave Meltzer getting into it on Twitter.
Baron Corbin got into it with Nikki Bella too this week.
Yes, I saw that.
About what?
With John Cena.
John Cena. It was more like kayfabe tweets.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, holy crap.
Because he doesn't want to get buried at SummerSlam.
Because he doesn't like fake boobs.
Okay.
That would start an argument, especially with Nikki Bella.
With Nikki Bella, yeah. I was just, you gotta know the combatants.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't like my fake chesticles?
What are we talking about right now?
Nikki Bella's chesticles.
Baron Corbin.
Oh,
Enjoy.
okay.
Drink it in, man. Drink it in.
No thanks.
We're talking about Baron Corbin and how he sucks.
Yeah.
He's jealous of her boobs.
Or that he sucks.
Nice.
And he's got a really bad entrance song now.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Oh, it's a new song?
Get rid of that trash.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, but not a fan of the song.
Oh, I gotta go listen. I didn't hear it on SmackDown.
No, I sent you that video. It was at a live show. Did they do it on SmackDown too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they did?
Pretty sure.
I didn't know
I couldn't really hear it on that video though. So.
See, Dave, I told you they wouldn't save it for when he cashes in, which is what they should have done. Shock value. Nah, sorry. No shock in WWE.
Well, shock value on something that sucks isn't really much shock.
Well, the point is they could have made it a little more suspenseful.
Intriguing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of goes back when I had heard that it was leaked that Johnny Gargano already had a new theme song, which was kind of like, well, why? Why would he have a new theme song?
Why
and then we
wouldn't he?
didn't find out why.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he was going to come in and cash in at SummerSlam after the match or something, and that music hit and it was the first time you heard it. It would be kind of like a whole what the fuck's going on moment.
True.
You know?
And on that note, if you're listening, Mr. Ciampa, please hurry up because I want this feud so bad in my life.
Oh, yeah. Please hurry up.
Yeah,
Let me
please
see.
hurry up.
Can you hear this? Hang on.
Hurry up and get
Quiet.
better.
Quiet. Oh, stupid commercial. Hang on.
Lame.
Gotta love YouTube and all their stupid ads.
Yeah,
Especially for
'cause
Old
we're
Spice.
not on YouTube.
We don't have this many
wait,
ads.
we are.
But we're not stupid.
He shook my hand back.
Here's the music. Can you hear it?
What's that?
That's Baron Corbin's music.
Person that respects
Oh,
is not what he has in mind.
I don't like that.
The lone wolf, Mr. Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin.
The most metal athlete of the year, folks.
It's so over. Listen.
Oh, John.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
What
I don't like it
proceeded,
at all.
and we'll segue into the week in WWE with that. What preceded that just glorious entrance was the worst promo I've seen in years. Those two have no heat with each other.
None.
And even when Cena is good, he can be entertaining. Not at all. He couldn't save that segment. That promo sucked on ice.
Cena?
Garbage. It was garbage water.
Cena and Corbin. Blue.
It was garbage on fire, lit on fire again.
Clearly, I mean, it's fairly clear that this was thrown together very quickly. This
Well, they
feud.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't have anything for Cena to do.
Well, that's better than what they have for Dolph Ziggler and the two former Wyatt family members who have been off TV because they can't figure out anything for these three to do.
Yeah, I seen one on a picture on Twitter that they had Luke team up with Sin Cara, and Luke was wearing a mask.
Stupid.
Yeah,
There's
I
gotta
don't
be-
know who that guy is.
There's got to be some talent cuts coming
Luke,
soon, right?
Luke's wearing the exact same clothes but a mask. Oh,
I feel
like I'm watching the Machines from the
Was
'80s.
he wearing the sheep mask?
No, it was a lucha mask.
Well, right, but was it a sheep?
No, it was not. That's Rowan anyway with the sheep mask.
They both wore them. They took it
No,
off.
Luke never did.
He
I don't
took it
think
off
Luke ever
right.
wore one.
He did at the beginning, and then he took it off right away, like right in the beginning of the promo.
I want something better for Luke Harper because I like Luke Harper. I think he has talent, not main event talent, but at least talent.
Well, I hope you like a good cut because he's probably going to get released. They are
I can see
doing.
it.
They're doing budget cuts, and I would not
Good
be.
for him if he does, because he can do so much better in other places.
I think so.
He's
I
super
agree completely.
talented. Super talented. So, I mean, I think that's probably the best thing for him right now is for him to get cut, which
Agreed.
is very sad.
I saw him wrestle in Dragon Gate in 2010, and he was awesome. And he
Awesome.
has not been allowed to scratch the surface of his potential yet in
Mhm.
WWE. I thought
Yep.
they were going to do it when he got that bit of a singles run, and I said we should. Back when we were discussing WrestleMania, he should have been in the main event,
Yep.
but they never pulled the trigger, and now he's just kind of nowhere to
There.
be found.
Well, they put the IC
No, he's not
title,
even there.
the IC title for about a cup of coffee, and then
Oh
nothing.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Right.
Wait, I remember saying he should have been in the main event, and I got ostracized by a few people on
I
this
don't-
podcast.
Remember, I
think he
came in
should've-
afterwards and backed you up, Dave.
Yeah, I remember.
As much as I like him, I did not think he was main event ready.
Well, it didn't matter if he
you
was
guys-
ready.
Much like you guys don't think Baron Corbin's main event ready. So
Well, he's
everyone
not in.
has opinions.
He's not in the main event, so it doesn't matter.
You're missing the argument.
Oh no, I'm not.
Just kind of.
Money in the Bank winner. That's all he needs.
Thank you, Monroe. Thank you, Monroe. This is a tag team match here. All right, guys. It's not a handicap.
What is happening? Ringside Geeks.
Well, I thought Tom was taking over the show. Keep going, Tom.
No.
You had the hot tag. Go.
I had a statement.
Oh, come on.
You had the hot tag, Tom. Go.
Okay, one thing I'm annoyed with everything that's going on. Why do we have to find a place for Cena all the time? I get it, but enough.
Because he's the greatest thing to ever
I
happen
could
to
say
professional
that a
wrestling.
lot about a lot of guys, though. I mean,
and then
Cena.
everything-
And
Lesnar.
girls.
Is that
Yeah, I
Vince,
mean-
Vince was angry at Shinsuke because of, in my opinion, Cena's botched spot.
And anybody who's watched wrestling before who would tell you the same thing, man. Like it was stupid. Why would he be mad? I don't.
Was he mad at Shinsuke?
That's
I thought I
that's
read
the
that he
rumor.
wasn't.
The
That's an internet rumor, but
the
that's what they're
clickbait.
saying.
Yeah, the clickbait rumor is that he was furious about it.
That he almost broke Cena's neck, which looking at the drop, it did look pretty bad. But if Cena would have done what he's supposed to do in that move, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, how many people did Shinsuke injure in NXT?
Well, a couple.
Couple. Strong style, baby.
That was a soft style match though, because it was Cena, and then the weakest looking Kinshasa I've seen.
Can't hurt the money.
Anyway,
All right, let's go even further back to Monday Night Raw, where we had more attention given to Enzo, where
Sweet.
again all the websites would have you believe that he is in the deepest water you could ever be in, and he's very close to being cut or dropped down to NXT or 205 Live or somewhere where he does not have any interaction with Vince McMahon.
bada boom, most hated guy in the room.
Would that be a bad thing, though? I mean, he's just wasting away on Raw. So if you take him to 205 Live, he'd probably get views because of him. People like this guy. Or you send him back to NXT, probably the same thing. I don't know. He may get lost at NXT, though. There's too much talent there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. I don't think the NXT is the answer. There's too much talent down there for him too.
Yeah.
Put him with a retiring superstar and make him this voice piece, and don't let him wrestle. And oh wait, Wait, that's what we're doing right now.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're gonna have a tag team called Ends Show. See what I did there?
Oh, that's creative. I like that. That's good.
No, not even a tag team. Just make him the mouth. He just yells from outside and gets Big Show in trouble and gets Big Show beaten up by every other wrestler on the roster. And there's his gimmick because he sucks.
The mouth of the New Jersey or wherever he's from.
He could have done that with Caston.
Right. No, I agree. Again, it goes back to them breaking up something that didn't need to be broken up yet.
No, because they were totally over. I remember you and I sitting in Milwaukee watching that pay-per-view, and we both yawned, but the crowd was so over it.
Well,
I mean, they ate it up.
That was, again, during the same time that they were so over Goldberg being their WWE champion. He's here for good. He's going to save us.
Save me, Bill.
Ugh.
William.
I liked him so much better on Mighty Ducks when he was the goalie.
Goldberg. That's where the chant really started. Mighty Ducks.
I hear they're thinking about bringing him back for another match this year, too. So
good.
Don't even go. You're
get
joking.
excited, folks.
It'll be Goldberg
You're
and
totally
Shinsuke.
You know who's going to win that one.
Dream match. Dream match for those that are living in nightmares.
Who's next to next?
Right.
No.
All right, so yeah, Enzo, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with that crap anymore. I can't watch it. It's unwatchable. And they spend so much time on it. They get so much TV time. Like, do they tell him you have this amount of time to go out there and talk whatever you're talking about? His promo made absolutely no sense.
No, you texted me, and it's kind of we were kind of on the same page. I wonder if he does get in trouble too for going over his time.
Because he does.
He just goes on and on and on.
18 different versions of that dance that he does, and looks like he's having some kind of seizure. And then he spouts out the same dribble that he said last week, but in a different way with different words, meaning the exact same thing, which is nothing, and making no sense whatsoever. But it takes up about 15 minutes before anything actually happens. And
101 Ways to Say Nothing by Enzo Amore.
And I wonder how long it's going to be before we start hearing backstage reports about how many people are sick of all of Cass's fake tanner. Like, the dude is coated in it. Is he trying to come off as like Mexican now, or?
Oh boy!
Like, he is.
It's the summer.
He's brown.
He's got to keep that golden brown.
He is brown.
Hey,
with
man,
that tanner.
Big Cass is the future.
Hey, look, I'll be honest with you. The whole
Future
thing with
what?
if you want him to turn heel and be a dominating guy, you're not pulling it off right now by having Big Slow knock him out 3 times.
No, definitely not.
You see what you're missing on Raw, John?
Everything.
I know.
Not really this
Totally
week.
be watching.
Not a thing.
All right, let's talk about the women for a second. Toronto, right? They were in Toronto or Montreal?
You're in Toronto.
Toronto booed Bayley out of the ring.
She didn't know what to do.
She couldn't handle the boos because, one, she's never been booed. Maybe in NXT, like early NXT, but no. Okay, so she gets booed. I can't remember the context as to why they were booing her, just because it's Toronto, I guess. But at the same time, who's to blame for it? Not Bayley. That would be WWE booking.
Now, here's an interesting twist. We've all been talking about a Sasha heel turn on Bayley. What if Bayley gets healed up and turns heel?
Yeah, I'm with that groan, that noise she made.
I mean, that nobody would see that coming, but
yeah, no one would see it coming. The John Cena heel turn, but it never happened.
Can't pull that trigger.
It's never going to happen. The Roman Reigns heel turn, we'll let him try to kill somebody, but he's not a heel.
No, not at all.
But no, Bayley makes sense to be face, keep her face, but how about we promote her as an actual, I don't know, contender? And not just a joke? Like, they killed that character and her momentum so fast.
Yeah, she was red hot coming up from NXT, and it's just, quick fade.
But yeah, so then they had, she announced that she was injured, and we'll talk about that in the news segment. But and that she would not be there for SummerSlam for her match against Alexa Bliss. So they had 2 sets of 3-way matches to find out the number 1 contender, which we'll find out this week on Raw, but we had to find out who would be in the finalist match. A mini tournament, if you will. And
Mini G1.
That's right, the ladies G1. And the first match was Sasha, Alicia Fox, and Emma.
That really wasn't a bad match.
It was short.
Emma had her moments in that match, though, where actually at one point looked like something weird was going to happen and she was going to win.
That would have been weird. But welcomed. Maybe in the other match.
Yeah.
And then the other match was Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and Mickie James. A
Mickie James sighting.
The previously missing Mickie James made a rare appearance in Toronto. Which means just 6 more weeks of summer. Get it?
That is true.
It's a groundhog.
I got you.
I don't know. So we got the predictable. It'll be Nia versus Sasha. And then, I don't know. Sasha, the match we should have gotten all along, Sasha versus Alexa at SummerSlam.
I think
Triple threat.
Well, that's what we thought it would have been to begin with, but a 4-way with Bayley, Sasha, and Nia. And then, I guess we were just going to get Bayley. So I guess they could do a triple threat. They need it to be Sasha and Alexa and keep going with what they had at the last pay-per-view. But I don't know. I think this is when Monroe turned it off, and I'd be very interested to know why she was so unhappy. Because I don't think I've asked her yet.
I got frustrated with just the current women's division on Raw, or the current women's division, period, in the WWE. Like, just watching it Monday, I just got frustrated with everything. And I couldn't watch it no more. I had to turn it off before I exploded, so... Yeah, that was currently on my TV at the time, so that's why.
I know.
But no, not just the women. Everything about the WWE right now is just piss poor, and it's super annoying, and I'm over it. I got so mad because, and don't get me wrong, I mean, the match, like you said, with Sasha and Emma and what's her face was fine, but it's like, when will we see Emma again? When will we see Alicia again? You mentioned Mickie. When will we see Mickie again? What about Dana? When will we see Dana again? I'm just over it. I mean, we haven't seen the women's title being defended since how long? We have a silent champ who just sit there and carries it. She'll talk here and there, and that's it. Super annoying. I don't know. I'm just over it. Really, I am. I don't know. I mean, I think even Naomi has defended the title more than Alexa has. Naomi has defended it, at least on the show, against Lana like 6 times for no reason, but at least she defended it.
Do those really count? I'm just kidding.
But Alexa's just holding it for whatever reason. But people have a fit if she doesn't have it. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just frustrated with all of it, and I'm over it. So.
Wait, people have a fit if she doesn't have the title?
Well, because she's so popular. Everybody loves her so much. She's so great. So.
Well, I like a lot of characters, a lot of wrestlers, but I don't need them to be the champion for me to be happy.
Yeah, well, I guess they're high on her for some reason. I don't know what they see. I don't see it. And just for her to not defend the title at all is annoying. It's just like, why is she even there? She could just be Brock Lesnar then. It's the same difference.
Do you legit, okay, I don't mean this to start an argument because I know you respect some parts of her game. But do you legit not see anything of what they see in her?
She's not very talented at all, Dave. I'm sorry. Okay. I tried my hardest to like her. There's nothing there for me to like. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's okay. We don't have to agree. Since she turned her little vicious streak down NXT with the Australian guys, or one Australian and whatever the other guys,
Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, the M&M guys, and I don't know, something turned on at that point because I didn't like her when she was doing the little pixie fairy thing at all. And then she became this heel and it was more interesting, of course. And she was doing things and then, and she could talk. I don't know. I think she can talk. Why they don't let her talk when she's supposed to be, I don't know. Or if she's not talking, I have no idea why.
I think that's part of her. I think it's part of the character. I think she's too good to talk to them when she's sitting there. I think that's on purpose.
It's not enough. She don't give me enough as a heel. I can't say, oh, she was great as a heel, especially in NXT when you had someone like Sasha that was a heel there, who was damn near perfect.
I'm not saying she was the best heel.
And when we talking about wrestling here and champions, when you got people like some of these girls that are in this tournament, then you got people like Sasha and Charlotte that are in this company, but you want me to give her respect for what compared to them? I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Well, we can't bring up Charlotte or Becky because they're on a different brand.
And we're in the same company. That's what I said.
Okay, but I mean,
it's okay, Dave. I mean, I get it. You're a fan. I get it.
No.
I'm just saying that I'm not.
That's fine.
And I don't see a reason to be a fan. So.
All right. I just, again, was just trying to understand. That's all. I wasn't arguing with you. I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong at all. But okay. All right, we'll move on. So yeah, I didn't have anything else from Raw. I mean, we could talk about the main event, which was the last man standing match that had nothing to do with Samoa Joe, even though we knew it would eventually. But yeah, so I don't know.
Well, one thing about Raw that you and I hit on when we were texting back and forth, the opening segment was garbage. You know, you have, in my opinion, one of the best mic workers in the business in The Miz, and people can hate on me for saying that if they want. Miz is a true to his character heel who pulls it off better than almost anybody in the business. Now he's surrounded by these guys, which I like. Give them something to do. And then you feed them to Brock Lesnar. This man is your Intercontinental Champion. All you do is devalue that title every time he takes a ass whipping like that.
Well, I think
what was the purpose of that?
Right.
I don't get it.
The point of having the Miztourage is for them to take the heat for him.
I like that. And that's what a guy like that should do.
Right, and I'm not arguing with you, but that means Miz shouldn't have been touched.
No, he should have stayed. When he rolled to the outside, he should have stayed there.
Right. He should have been running away. And Brock should have just torn through those two guys like he did, and Miz shouldn't have been attacked. Because, I mean, now you're just making it out to be that what we already know. Brock is unstoppable. We get it.
Oh, yeah.
We get it. He's this force to be reckoned with that shows up, once a week, collects his paycheck, is there for 3 minutes, and then leaves.
Because the only thing redeemable about that segment was Miz, and his impersonation of Paul Heyman was spot on.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I was dying laughing.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But then the main event, which was the same match we've seen over the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And they're just wasting time until we can get to SummerSlam. So I'm not expecting anything out of match-wise on the go-home show for Raw next week from those three.
Yeah, I'm kind of not either.
They'll end up in some big brawl. And maybe somebody will get hit by a car.
That's vehicular homicide, brother.
SmackDown, we talked about a few things already. I don't know. Do we need to talk about the fact that Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal had another match, and this time, for whatever reason, Randy beat him?
Over clean.
Yeah.
I mean, what have we been watching for the past couple months to then all of a sudden now the Singh brothers really do matter that much? That they're not there? Oh, now Randy can hit a RKO out of nowhere.
And get a victory on your champion who's about to go into arguably his biggest match of his career with Shinsuke Nakamura.
I would agree with you.
What does that help? I don't know.
Well, I would say it's on the biggest stage he's ever been on at a major pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, it's his biggest title defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Will lead to my next question. There was a little Renee Young segment with Shinsuke. Should, at this point, Shinsuke even be doing promos?
No.
I don't mind him talking. I think
if he does talk, I think
it's fine with his character.
If he does talk, I think he should speak his native tongue.
No.
I'm more into. I feel like it comes off better that way.
Well, it's his first language. So
yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
But I don't think. I think him doing promos is fine. He shouldn't be up there doing 20-minute promos. No.
Right.
But if he can do something quirky or weird, it fits his character. It's fine.
Absolutely. My wife actually was watching one time, and she said, "Is there something wrong with this dude?" When he was talking and doing the mannerisms, I said, no, that's just his character. And that's how he pulls it off best. Dave, you and I, and even Monroe, this is before John was on the show, my favorite Shinsuke moment was when he confronted Finn in NXT. To be Icon, I must beat Icon. And just the way he said it just added so much flavor to it where, yes, I totally buy this. But I'm with you. Yes, he should. I think he should do promos, but I'm not a fan of the 20-minute sit-down promo.
No, that was. It felt weird from the start. I don't think that should have happened that way. But if he's going to cut a promo, 2-3 minutes, and then get out of there. Let him just talk the way he wants to talk, and don't let somebody ask him questions, because then you really can see the language gap. When he's just talking, like when he's face to face with Finn, he only has to say one thing because the electricity is already there.
Oh yeah.
When you're,
you could tell the couple times he's been in the room with AJ, it's the same thing.
Or Joe.
Yeah.
Well, I think him as a character, the electricity should be there. If it was done right, him as a character is such an attraction until all he needs to say is a couple of things, and that's it, and he'll have everyone hooked. Shinsuke is that type of guy. He's that type of character.
He needs a catchphrase. Is what he needs. He needs something that he can get on the mic and get a reaction from people when he says it. I think that would really complete what he's doing.
Yeah, that could work.
What he needs is for them to stop calling him the artist.
Yes, please.
They haven't done that yet?
Nope.
Sweet.
All right, and the last thing I want to talk about with the week in WWE, I didn't get a chance to watch 205 Live. I watched the beginning. I didn't finish it, though. I didn't technically really watch SmackDown. I just kind of BS'd my way through that. There you go. You're welcome, guys. The truth. But I did watch WWE's finest hour of programming called NXT. And this week was no different. I think, once again, I'm impressed by Drew McIntyre's promo work. I thought that was a great promo. I thought Bobby did great coming out and just kind of downplaying everything, and then Roddy coming out and getting into it with Regal first and then getting in what he needed to get in. I enjoyed that a lot, and I still am bummed because I don't think we're going to get the triple threat that we want for NXT TakeOver, but I think Roddy will be involved somehow in that match.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the triple threat was the way they were going to go with it, but it does not seem to be that way now.
No. Did you get to watch it, Monroe?
I did not.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But I will watch it. Don't worry.
This is upsetting.
Is it just me, or is it bad when NXT has a better tag team division than either roster right now?
Well, it's
been that way for.
Yeah, I don't look at it as bad either. I think it's a good thing.
Because
the guys I'm growing high on now that I'm going back and watching a lot of NXT, I am really getting high on the Street Profits.
I could do without the stirring the pot thing. He does that. He was doing that when he was a singles guy, and I'm like, dude, you do it too right. No, he's stirring the pot. That's
cooking what?
That's what Percy says.
Nobody's cooking.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way,
they're calling it stirring the pot now, though.
Yeah, and either way, he does it. If you're gonna do it. But he does it too much. Like it's all he does. Like
it's the chef. That's James Harden. It's hey, chef.
Yeah.
No, stop it. Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. Easy.
I'm not down with it. Same way I'm not down with Roppongi Vice. It's the same thing to me.
Okay.
A little too cartoonish.
I honestly don't have a problem with it because it goes with their gimmick. So
yeah, I just don't like the gimmick.
Yeah, no, that's my man's drinking out of a red Solo cup. What do you think he's drinking? Okay.
I'm not a Dawkins fan, but I like Ford a lot.
Let me get some of that Hennessy, dog.
I like Montez Ford, and the Metro Brothers were interesting. It seemed like they were talking about them enough to make them be somebody that's going to stick around, I guess. These Metro Brothers.
I think so, because they did give them a little bit of attention. So.
Right, they talked about they trained with the Dudleys and who they looked up to as far as tag teams and stuff like that. Like it seemed like they got quite a bit of attention from the announcers, but who knows? It might have just meant to try to make it not seem like your normal debut match squash type thing. But they had an entrance song and everything, like production value wise.
Yeah, jobbers don't get that.
Right. and they had they look like greasers. It was really weird. But yeah, it was a good match. And then we talked about the promo, and then Only Lorcan versus Danny Burch Part 2. Also very good.
Only Lorcan is, no pun intended, he is a strong style dude, man.
From the mean streets
He's
of
a man.
Boston.
Only Lorcan is the shit. Love that dude.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Birch is equally as hardcore. So it was,
he's go time.
Yeah, it was fun to see. I think we'll get the rubber match because they're tied now. Sorry, Monroe, for the spoilers.
Thanks.
Should have watched it.
Right.
No. And then the main event was No Way Jose, who I'm done with. Let's the conga line now that he does through the crowd is just so good, and Percy just really wants to be a part of it. Versus Andrade with Zelina Vega, and they really played up what her role is. They're not a couple, but she keeps him focused and gives him that mean streak, and it worked. And then they announced that Gargano was looking for an opponent. He got one in Andrade. So Gargano.
I envision Andrade being one of the next call ups.
They had said that at the takeover at the WrestleMania takeover, and it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think now, as you know, they like to hit the Latino demographic. I think he will be a call up.
I think they want, because they kept talking about how he's main event ready. I think he's going to get a run towards the title first in NXT before he gets called up.
I'm okay with that. I like what he's doing more with the heel persona than he did with the face.
Absolutely.
Right. I think once we get the face champion in either Roddy or Drew, and then you'll see Andrade move up.
I won't have a problem with that.
No, that'll be a good first feud for whichever one of those two. And when you saw Drew standing side by side with Rude, I did not realize how just stacked Drew is.
Yeah.
Like, he's a whole, head taller than Bobby Roode. And, oh, man, it was intense. I'm hoping that's a good match. I think it should be a good match. And then our next week's, were they taped already? Do you know, Monroe?
I don't.
I'm trying to remember if that week was taped. I don't know. Because Drew will face Roddy, and if Roddy wins, he gets to face off with Rude after TakeOver. So I don't know. But yeah, Sanity also came out.
If he wins, he gets to face Bobby Roode after TakeOver?
Yeah, whether he has a champion or not. All he wants to do is fight Bobby. He doesn't care about the championship, he said.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
That's weird.
Well, because Regal wasn't going to give him that match. He just wasn't.
Yeah, I know. It's just I right now I'm not never really was a big Drew McIntyre fan, and
Same
I'm
here.
really high on Roddy, and I think Roddy is the one who really connects with the fans more, not so much Drew. I think Roddy is the better call for champion, and if they're going to go with Drew, that's fine. But that to me sounds like a Vince McMahon call, not a.
Well, I don't think
it's
it's.
call.
I don't think it's done. I think Rude retains.
That could be. That could be.
I'm pretty sure Rude's retaining, and then some shenanigans are going to go down at Brooklyn.
Yeah, that makes sense because I don't think they're ready for Bobby Roode on either roster right now.
No, probably not. I mean,
No.
he's ready for sure.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ready, but I don't think that there's a spot for him yet.
No.
So.
All right. That's all I got. I don't know. Does anybody else want to talk anything WWE before we move on?
Nah, I'm good.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, we talked a little bit about Bayley's injury. She's got a separated shoulder, so no SummerSlam for Bayley. Scott Dawson is out with a partial tear in his bicep. He's out.
No flips, just hospital trips.
Too soon.
Yeah.
I'm hurting over here, man. I'm hurting.
3 to
I'm
6.
hurting too.
He's out 3 to 6 weeks if he doesn't need surgery. If he needs surgery, he's out 4 to 6 more weeks. And they were not on Raw, neither were the Hardys, because Jeff Hardy's status to get over the border was in question due to his felony charges in his past. So that's why they just scrapped that tag team division. This injury to Scott Dawson is the exact same injury that Tanahashi suffered in May, but he opted out of surgery and is currently working through the G1.
I would have just had the surgery, and I hope that that's what Dawson does.
I have a feeling he will, because I think they can run with a couple other tag teams in that division for a while.
Do not even do a semblance of splitting these guys up while he's out for the injury.
They haven't even been on TV for
that.
It's coming.
Lost all faith.
They haven't been on
yeah.
TV for less than a cup of coffee, as someone in this show might say. So there's no way they're going to split them up already.
No, because these guys are meant to be a tag team. I have faith that either one of them could go solo if they wanted to, but they would not get the push that they think. As a tag team, they're in my opinion, the best in the business.
Plus, with the way that they're forcing,
I guess I am biased because they are my top guys.
Plus, with the way that they're forcing guys to team with each other now because of the time constraints and the stacked rosters, I don't see it. I think the cast. I think what we're seeing now with the Cass Enzo split up is them being more frustrated with who Enzo is as a person backstage than it is with them being over as a talent.
Well, to piggyback that, I even read that the initial promo when he turned on him was at the end a lot of the shit that was coming from the backstage stuff.
Well, Cass said nobody likes you.
Was a lot of the backstage stuff. So,
right. He said nobody likes you. And apparently that was real. I don't know. We have no way of knowing.
But I'm with you. Throwing singles guys together to be a tag team does not necessarily make a great tag team. And we see they're doing it with Rollins and Ambrose now.
Well, yeah, they're probably going to get a tag team title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then you got Ty Dillinger and Sami Zayn working together on SmackDown. Whatever. Anyway, the only other piece of...
How about you push some established tag teams rather than the solo guys?
We ain't got time for that. The only other thing I had was Paige put out a statement recently saying that she's excited to return to WWE. She's been texting and talking to the other ladies in the division that she's friends with, saying she can't wait to get back to work and wrestle again. She had her last checkup this past Monday for her neck. So my question for the table here, the panel, do you want her back in WWE? Let's start with you, Dom.
Yeah, I do. I'm a Paige fan. I think she has always had a great character, and she does well in the ring. I have no problem bringing her back.
John, do you have any opinion?
Yeah, I am a Paige fan as long as she has her head screwed on straight. So I would make sure before she signs up that she doesn't have any real. I know she's got some mental stuff, but I would make sure she doesn't have some addictions or anything like that. Because she just did. There was a lot of rumors going around. I'd make sure she was straight, and if she was, I'd love to have her. You
mean don't have some Del Rio stuff?
Yeah, don't have some Del Rio. Yeah.
All right,
that crap.
I saved the best for last. Monroe?
The best for last. If I could have the anti-diva Paige back, then yes. Like John said, I don't want the, as the rumors said, we don't know if it's true or not.
Right. You don't want the baggage.
Exactly. So, yeah, I would love to have Paige back. I mean, I was a fan, too, in NXT, not so much main roster, but, yeah, it would be awesome to see her back.
Yeah, I was happy with Paige NXT through right up until the whole team, whatever they did. The whole thing with the 3 teams of 3 women, I hated that. Mm-hmm. I hated everything about that because I wanted them all to work separately, You have this stacked women's division now, and you did that. I didn't like any of that stuff. But, yeah, everything before that, I was high on. I liked Paige a lot, especially in NXT. So... yeah, get her back in form, get her mind straight, get her going. We are all in agreement. We want Paige back in the WWE, and we want to see her happy again. Let's put it that way.
And healthy.
Happy and healthy. That's right. All right, so we're gonna close out the show with something we put off for 2 weeks now. We're gonna talk about our favorite feuds, but before I do that, we have a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. I did not tell.
What is that you say?
I did not tell any of you about this because it just happened this week. But we have a sponsor of our podcast, and it's a sponsor of our, as I heard John call it on his mini, the Mothership, the Atomic Geekdom website. I am currently sitting in the most comfortable desk chair I've ever sat in, and that is not a lie. Nobody's paying me to say this, not yet at least. But someday. It is the Clutch line of chairs. It's the gaming chair, essentially. and they have a WWE line, so that's why I'm bringing it up on this podcast, because I'm sitting in the AJ Styles chair, and I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it so much. It cost the most I've ever paid for any piece of furniture that wasn't my bed, and it was worth it. I got it when it was on sale, so I paid a little bit less than, I got 25% off or something like that, 4th of July sale. So I saved a little bit of cash. And they're having a back to school sale right now, so you definitely want to jump on it. These chairs are awesome. You might see chairs that are like it in different like gaming YouTube videos and Twitch videos. These are better. The clutch chairs are awesome. They're designed great. They have a nice cool black and white line that looks cool. If they didn't have an AJ one, I would have went with the black and white. I do like the black and white style. John knows that very well. When we talk about logos and stuff, but
Oh yeah.
these chairs are awesome. So you head over to AtomicKingdom.com. There's a banner right at the top of the page. Click on that. Buy a chair. They rock. And when you buy a chair, you'll be happy because the chair is great. And you'll be kicking a little bit back from us. You don't pay anything extra for the chair. We just get a little bit off the top. And that helps.
That's a welcome addition to the Beast Laboratory.
Oh, you have no idea. The Beats Laboratory is getting remodeled.
That's got that built-in lumbar support too and everything, right?
Well, you can remove it, but yeah. And the lumbar support pillow, you can put whatever logo you want on there. So if you want a Ringside Geeks logo, we'll hook you up.
Nice.
Hell to the yeah.
They have some great ones too. Like the New Day one was really pretty, and I seen The Rock, and of course Sasha Banks. That's the one that I want. Yes, I love it so much.
Gold and black. It's a gorgeous looking
Yes.
chair. It looks great. And then they've just announced that they're going to be doing some more. And Finn Balor's name came up, and a demon chair would look sweet. Oh man, but yeah,
Might say it would look too sweet.
That's right. That's right. If you follow any of the guys that are on the Up Up Down Down stream or YouTube page, those guys have been getting chairs left and right. Sheamus has a chair now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cesaro just got one.
Yeah, Swiss Tony has one.
Swiss Tony?
That's Cesaro. When he's on the up, down, down.
Right. I forgot they have nicknames. I forgot. I'm like, what? But yeah, so, I mean, just keep an eye out for them. If they like them, they got to be good. Those guys take care of their bodies. So I have bad luck with sitting for too long. I have tailbone issues, and this chair provides comfort for many hours of gameplay and doing podcasts. So, highly recommend it. So head over to AtomicKingdom.com, click on that banner, buy a chair, let them know that you're supporting the show by clicking that banner, and you'll be very pleased with that chair. But
Awesome.
Enough of that. Back to the fun stuff. Even though chairs are fun, they roll and stuff.
And that's it. They roll.
They roll.
Rolling.
And they lean
No,
back. No,
John.
yeah, none of that. None of American Badass Undertaker music. All right, we're gonna talk about our favorite feuds of all time, and we're gonna book. I didn't bring this. I'm bringing this up now because I didn't tell them this, but we're gonna book dream feuds that we'll never have, but that we wish we could.
Oh man.
So start thinking about that right now. So I'll start so that you guys can think about that. One of my favorite feuds, and as we're gonna go around the table, I'm sure we're gonna overlap. But I'll start with the obvious one. I think it's obvious, and that's HBK and Bret Hart. Amazing feud.
Yes.
And because of how real it ended,
Yeah.
just makes it even more fun. And the unfortunate factor of how Bret's career spiraled after that moment, especially when he went to WCW and got hurt, and they just screwed him over in WCW. So it's upsetting that it ended that way, and he did end up, mending bridges and coming back to WWE, but then still rips on everything about the WWE. It's Bret. What are you gonna do? Bret's gonna be Bret. But yeah, so that's that's one of the first feuds I remember from when I started watching it as like a grown up or like a teen, I guess. Whereas it wasn't just like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and stuff like that. When I was just watching it because it's dudes doing cool stuff and I thought it was real at the time. It's 23, 24. It's a joke.
I got you.
But yeah, so that's mine. Tom, what's your first one?
Well, my first one, I'm going to go with, of course, Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat.
Because you're old.
Yes.
To me, it was one of the first times where they brought a lot of what I considered reality into it. where the crushed larynx, now there's backstage shenanigans with Macho and of all people, Bruno Sammartino, questioning, you don't do that in this business. And Macho's like, oh, did they put the mustard on the tomato? I'm like, well, what does that even mean? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. But
they did
it. To me, it was why it's so good as it culminates in my favorite match ever at WrestleMania 3. So,
yeah, if you don't at this point, okay, so if you're a younger wrestling fan and you have the network, which I'm assuming you do, you listen to a wrestling podcast, you probably got the network or at least access to it. Go back, watch Macho Man versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3.
Yes, please do yourself a favor.
yes.
All right, Monroe, your first one.
Oh man, I'm gonna save my favorite one probably for last, but I'm gonna go with another favorite. Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And this was around the time when Shawn Michaels was coming out of injury, retirement, whatever you want to call it.
Born again Christian.
Sure, that too. When he had the match against him at the SummerSlam pay-per-view in 2002. Just that whole thing was just amazing. Seeing Shawn Michaels wrestling again, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I don't know, all of that was it's so great. And that promo that they had for that match, I don't know if you guys remember it, with that song. I can't even think of who sings it now, but I had it on like my YouTube for years. It was just so awesome the way it was built up, and man, that feud was just great. These two friends fighting each other, Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement, just awesome storytelling there.
Yeah, real quick to piggyback on that, was one of the best scripted matches, I guess you could say, because the way the emotions flowed in that match, where Shawn is the broken down guy, he's been gone so long, the back's bad. Oh, and then he starts doing these things in this match, and he's looking at the crowd like, "Yeah, this is for you." And it was so great to watch.
Yeah, if anything, just go and look at the promo.
Here, I'm
sure that's on YouTube. Just look at that, and it is awesome.
I'm gonna play it right now. This song?
Yes, that is it. It was so perfect. Oh my God, I'm getting chills now. It was so perfect because Shawn Michaels was a broken guy, right?
Right, they show him getting cut down at the legs. Yeah.
I will fight until my legs are gone. Oh my, I'm getting chills, dude.
I think my favorite part,
amazing.
when he gets up on the ladder and he looks out at the crowd and he puts his hands out like, yeah, why not?
They don't, and it says it right in the YouTube comments.
Come back. All right.
It's right in the comments.
I'm being challenged. We got another singer.
What's funny is it says right in the comments here that they don't make promos like this anymore, and they don't. But they still, WWE still has great promos. So let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
Their video editing and video production staff is second to almost none.
Yeah.
But I think it's the caliber of these clips are so like brutal. Like
dude, that was just so amazing. Oh, I'm just thinking about it now because I remember when Shawn Michaels, that match, y'all. Because okay, I'm a hardcore Shawn Michaels fan to the point where even now, if I see him do anything, any type of bump, I get legit scared because I'm thinking.
Right.
He's gonna die. His back is already hurt. He's, I get so scared when I see him do things. And that match, because it was like no DQ, falls count anywhere, something like that. We had on the jeans and the boots, and there was blood and stuff. And I watched it with my hand over my face because I was so scared that he was gonna. And I know, he knows better than to get in the match. He's not ready. I mean, come on. But they had me, and that promo helped. It had me. Like seriously,
it was a thing of beauty the way the match was put together, and yes. I have to think that the two of them, their relationship, put that match together, and it came off as fantastic.
Well, it's the adage that almost everybody I hear that does interviews for wrestlers, they say you have your best matches with your best friends because you hurt them, like you go all out. For whatever reason, your best friend, you're the one you'll hurt them more than you will somebody you're not really friends with. I guess it's a trust thing.
It's a trust thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
So those two, obviously being going through everything they went through in WWF together, when the Clique left, they formed a huge bond, and the DX and everything like that. Obviously,
and isn't this week the DX anniversary 20th? Of the inception?
The 20th.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go. Another reason to celebrate.
timely.
That can,
Break the walls down.
18 years.
Jericho.
20. All right.
Good stuff.
All right, John's turn.
Let's see. I've got a list here. I think I'm going to go with something a little bit more recent. I think I'm going to go with one of my favorite rivalries that stems all the way from PWG through Ring of Honor and now into WWE. It was in NXT. I'm talking Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. El
Fight
Generico
forever.
versus Kevin Steen.
Yes.
These guys had a lineage of matches all the way through. I think they started wrestling in like 2004, but it really heated up in 2010. They had that fight without honor at Final Battle, and that was a match that I saw, and it was it was the match that put Kevin Steen on the map for me. And then I saw Generico fight Kota Ibushi, and I was like, yeah, these guys, I mean, they're the cream of the crop. And you just look at the matches from 2010 and on, and then they finally showed up in NXT. Sami obviously came first. They tied that into the storyline when Sami first won the title at TakeOver Our Evolution, whatever. Owens turning on him and power bombing him on the apron for the first time. We got to see that. Well, that was one of the, because I didn't expect it. Half of me expected it. The other half was like, no, not now. It's too soon, right? They're not going to push Owens into the world title picture this early
On his first night.
Yeah, and that was so cool. And then the matches they had in NXT where Kevin basically destroyed him because unfortunately Sami was hurt. And then that eventually led to the match they had at Battleground, which was, one of my favorite matches of all of last year. So, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, that was definitely one of my favorite rivalries of all time.
It goes to what we were talking about.
Ongoing rivalry, so I shouldn't say it was.
Yeah.
It still is one of my favorite.
Goes to what we were talking about. Best friends work together, because I remember listening to one of the Talk is Jericho, and Kevin actually mentions that they actually met in Montreal during like a kind of little small wrestling school, and they've just been friends ever since. And I'm with Monroe. Chant it again. Fight
forever.
Yeah, these two, it could go on forever.
Yes, great choice, John.
You guys got to watch that Kevin Owens Blu-ray.
As a matter of fact, I do.
That Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I do. I do.
It's good stuff. All right, let's keep it rolling. We're going to skip me this time. We're going to go back to Tom.
Okay, so I'm going to go old school on this one, as I'm known to do, because I am the old school here on here.
You're old.
I am going to say Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard.
Wow.
The feud was so bad that it culminated in a cage match, I remember, during the Great American Bash, when the Great American Bash was a tour. It wasn't just a one pay-per-view event. It was a tour, and if I'm not mistaken, it was at the Baltimore Arena. They were in a cage match, and I remember it. They were so bloody. They just beat the hell out of each other, and somehow a chair got introduced, and I remember Magnum, somehow the bottom foot of the chair got broke off, and Magnum was just abusing Tully with the end, not Tully the horse, Tully Blanchard.
Yeah,
was
gotta
abusing
make it
him
clear.
with the bottom of this chair, and I think it was an I Quit match, if I'm not mistaken. And Tully, I read an article afterwards that he quit because he thought Magnum was going to kill him.
Wow.
It was that heated that these two, they just hated each other, and it culminated in that. And I mean, the best friends part makes a great feud, but having a lot of animosity makes a great feud too. And back in that day, it was, who wants to get over? Who wants to be the guy? And Magnum, hate everything. If you could rewrite wrestling history, Magnum TA would be one of the best we ever talked about.
Yeah, you've mentioned that. You've mentioned that before on this podcast.
That feud was just incredible because there was so much emotion within it that it looked like they did want to kill each other every time they were in any circumstance with each other. So that's my number 2.
We'll do a segment on this in the future. But Tom, what's your favorite gimmick match?
My favorite gimmick match? Oh, wow. I mean, I'm a big fan of the TLC matches because the
come on.
ones were fantastic.
I thought for sure this would be the first thing that came in your mind.
The I Quit?
No.
Or the...
It's a WCW thing.
Oh, Oh, War Games.
There it is.
Oh, dear God, yes.
War Games was the shit.
Yeah,
I loved War Games.
If they could reintroduce War Games right now,
there is the collections thing on the network of War Games.
I've watched it multiple times.
All right, let's keep rolling. John, you got another one?
Yeah, sure. We'll go a little bit further back. This was another long-standing rivalry. Unfortunately, came to an end. Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
Wow.
Had an awesome lineage of matches in 1997 and 98 in WCW.
Havoc.
Yeah, a couple times for the Cruiserweight title. Both matches were phenomenal. I think they really set the bar for the Cruiserweight division in WCW. Those two were the standouts. And if you didn't see it then you definitely saw it when they came over to WWE and had that feud in 2005. Some of those promos that Eddie Guerrero cut involving Ray's child and all that stuff. I mean, it was very edgy, but did it get under your skin like that? And the match they had at SummerSlam 2005, that ladder match. Whew, man, that was some really good stuff. So I would have to say that, just knowing again, like, and Tom, you said it, best friends know each other and usually have the best chemistry in the ring. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero embody that. So
you could even go further back. Their last matches in ECW together were, I mean, they tore the house down. That's they introduced where Paul wanted to introduce Lucha through ECW, which, hey, credit is what it is.
Great choice.
All right, Monroe.
I'm gonna say one, but I'm gonna talk about the real one. The one I'm gonna mention is actually Jeff Hardy and CM Punk.
Hey.
That feud back then with the Straight Edge Society, even though I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan, Team Extreme Forever for life.
Boo.
Ooh.
Oh, whatever.
Major boo.
Better than Edge and Christian. That's
Hard.
Oh, how dare you?
Whoa.
How dare you? How dare you? You're fired. You're fired. Hang up on her, Tom.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Anyway.
I mean, take off my white blouse.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna need you to pause for a 5-second photo.
Yeah, they were actually watchable when they got with Kurt Angle because he's the talented one.
How
Anyway,
dare you?
like I was saying.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy against the Straight Edge Society. Like I said, even though I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan at the time, I thought CM Punk was at its best. I still say, in my opinion, that was the best of his WWE career right there. He was awesome. The whole thing, if you buy this DVD, you buy crack. It was just amazing.
And then because it ended. I'm sorry. Please continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it. That's all I have to say about that.
That was the moment when I had not liked CM Punk. I'm going to admit it. I did not like CM Punk at all. And then when he did that with Jeff Hardy, because I hated Jeff Hardy, still do, and that sold me. I was sold.
Yeah, that was my favorite CM Punk stuff. For sure.
The best part maybe even came after, like the night after he lost. That's when Jeff Hardy left, and then Punk came out on SmackDown, I think, dressed as Hardy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
People were devastated when it was revealed that it was, but like they lost. It was like almost worse than Undertaker losing the streak. Like the faces on some of those fans, I loved it.
It wasn't that serious, but yeah, that was pretty great.
Go back. Oh, you won't ever watch it, but go back and watch that Punk documentary. You can see it.
I've seen the Punk documentary before, twice actually.
It's a good doc.
I watch any wrestler's documentary. I don't care who it is.
They do a good job, like we said.
That's not the feud I want to talk about. Of course, the one I'm going to bring up is my favorite one, and that is Sasha and Bayley. You know that was going to it's going to be mentioned here, and it should. The story of Bayley upcoming going to the title in NXT was just perfect storytelling. You wouldn't think it was the same Bayley if you see her now, that's for sure, or Sasha for that case.
True story.
But yeah, I mean, just watching her come up, getting beat by all these other people that got called up before she did, it was just all played out perfectly. Sasha was a perfect foil for this hugger, good girl Bayley. Sasha was an amazing heel, and it culminated to the match in Brooklyn, which she finally got the title, and then the another match in whatever takeover that was. I don't remember when they had the Iron Woman match, which was also equally awesome. I can watch those two fight each other. You know, that goes right back to the best friend thing. I think Bayley is at her best when she's against Sasha. Really, she is. But yeah, I can watch those two wrestle all day, every day. I kind of do, actually. I go back and watch their stuff all the time. But anyway.
I could, and I kind of do.
They are both really great, and that feud was amazing. I can't wait to see it again, even though I don't think they're going to do it right, but whatever.
All right. Real quickly, Tom, do you have another one? Do you have any others?
No, I mean, there's the Stone Cold Vince McMahon is always one of the most entertaining ones you'd ever seen, because it was the guy doing what everybody wanted to do and punch your boss in the face. And it sold so well because I think they had great chemistry. Steve has said in his book that he really didn't, after what happened to him in WCW and then rolling through ECW and coming to WWE, he wouldn't want to work with anybody but Vince McMahon. So I think it just came off as that way, and it sold it. It was beautiful. It carried them through the Monday Night Wars, in my opinion.
Oh, they made a ton of money from that.
Oh, no doubt.
A ton of money. All right, Tom. Tom's got to bounce, so say goodbye to Tom.
Bye, Tom.
See you,
All right,
Tom.
guys.
Thanks for joining us, man.
All right, guys. Yeah, have fun.
See ya.
Since we talked about it, I was going to bring it up anyway, but one of my favorite feuds was Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Their whole best of whatever match thing it was for that led to the historic ladder match, and then when they would add the Dudleys into it, the golden age of tag team wrestling for that time. I mean, it didn't get any better than those three working together. So yeah. Plus, Edge and Christian, best heel tag teams ever.
Sure.
Aside from the Dudleys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Hardys can suck it. All right, John, what do you got?
Right.
How about John Cena versus AJ Styles? I'm going to go super recent. That was like one of the main reasons I stuck around watching WWE for so long was just seeing AJ come in and really almost dominate Cena. At first, especially. And that was, his match. I think it was Money in the Bank. They did that screwy finish. Didn't care for it too much. But then at SummerSlam, you really started to see them kind of develop a chemistry in the ring. And then, they had that match at Royal Rumble where, I still believe to this day that Cena shouldn't have won that match and AJ should have carried the belt into WrestleMania. But it is what it is. It was a phenomenal match nonetheless. And I hope that they continue that rivalry again at some point. I'd like to see Cena and Styles go at it again. Thought they had good chemistry.
Sure. Absolutely. Good choice.
All right, Monroe.
Oh, me again. Oh, I thought I was done with Sasha and Bayley. Let's see.
I mean, we can move on if you don't have any more.
Yeah, I think you may need to move on.
All right.
Are we doing Dream Fuse too?
Yep, that's what we're wrapping up with. At
Dream
least
Feuds.
one. If you got more, let me know. A Dream Feud, something that not even, no matter how big the paycheck is, it's not going to ever happen, whether they're still alive or not, whether they can wrestle still or not. But yeah, let's jump into that. You got one, John?
Oh yeah, I've got a couple.
All right, let's start with one.
All right. I don't know why these two names came together in my head, but they did. Kazuchika Okada versus Shawn Michaels is a match I'd really like to see.
Wow.
I feel like they would just have this electricity about him, and I feel like Okada, especially if he kind of played that heel role, and HBK played the baby face that he just does so well, I feel like that would be an incredible matchup.
Yes, it would be. Holy crap.
All right.
Love it.
What about you, Monroe?
I'm gonna go one that could possibly happen, but for some reason it seems like it never will. And I'm gonna go Sasha and Emma. I would like to see.
Okay.
The last time I seen them wrestle each other was in NXT. Sasha was the heel, Emma was the quirky face. Now that it's the other way around, I would like to see these two wrestle each other because I know a lot of people don't really know because they haven't really seen Emma go in the ring, but Emma can go in the ring. And I mean, we all know about Sasha. I mean, come on. And those two will have an amazing match with each other, really. And I think I would love to see this feud. So hopefully, if Emma's not in too much trouble, that'll happen one day. But yeah, I'm gonna get my hopes up.
They're dream matches for a reason.
Yeah.
Boy, mine's gonna be too obvious, but I'm gonna say it, and I don't believe it'll ever happen. But I want CM Punk versus Austin Aries.
Ooh.
Wow.
Absolutely, dude.
I have wanted that since they were both at the top of their game in competing companies in TNA and WWE. I thought it may happen eventually, but it's never going to happen. And I think as far as guys that talk on a microphone, it would be outstanding.
Yeah.
And then guys that work, it would be great. It'd be a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, it'll never happen. But yeah, there was a time when those were my two favorites. And there was
that would be amazing.
There was one reason why I watched TNA, and it was for A-Dub, and that was back then. So yeah, it's a sad thing because it'll never happen. But all right, John, you got another one?
Yeah, never say never, man. I mean, those are two guys who can still technically. I mean, like, there's nothing stopping them right now.
Yeah,
maybe in a New Japan ring someday in the far away future. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, let's see. Which one should I give you guys?
I'll just pick one.
Okay, I will. AJ Styles versus Eddie Guerrero.
Wow, my gosh. That's gonna make me cry.
Yeah, just and I don't know who I'd want to be face and who I'd want to be heel in that one, but
I don't care.
I feel like they would get together in the ring and it would be like, again,
magic. Same
thing with Okada and HBK, just electric. And
yes.
Like their two styles would go together so well. I just for some reason I see that in my head.
I got chills.
All right. Monroe, you got another one?
I'm gonna go straight Japanese here. Two of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. I would love to see the great Manami Toyota versus the awesome Io Shirai. I don't know if you guys know who Manami is. If not, you need to learn. This is the baddest woman on the planet. She actually retired, so I guess Io's going to have to take that now. I love Asuka, but she can't do anything with both of these girls. Manami is so tough, and she is just amazing. Does not care about her body. She would just throw it all over the place. She doesn't care. And Io is just awesome at everything. She is such an all-around performer. She is a female Okada, I kid you not. She's kind of injured right now, which is a bummer, but I know she's going to come back stronger, and I would love to see these two women. Manami in her heyday against Io now would be incredible. So, yeah, I would love to see that match.
All right.
Excellent.
I've got two more, so I'll start with one that's both names have already been said, and I know we'll never get this match, but AJ and HBK.
Yes.
Oh, man.
AJ wants it. HBK would do it if he could, and it's just never going to happen. But that, I'll be short. We all know that would be an amazing match.
Yeah.
John?
Well, I'm looking at this one that I'm about to say, and I'm kind of second-guessing the second name. So for me, it's Hiroshi Tanahashi versus either John Cena or The Rock.
Wow.
And I want to see that match mainly because Tanahashi was the ace of New Japan for so long. I'd want to do like a WWE versus New Japan, like who really is the king of the world type of thing. And I feel like at the same time, Cena and Tanahashi and even Rock and Tanahashi would have some pretty solid matches with some great storytelling. So,
Very nice.
All right, Monroe, you got one more?
Yeah, I'm going to go pretty current. And this actually may happen, which would be amazing. But I'm going to go Charlotte and Asuka. Charlotte still being the most solid woman wrestler probably on the main roster. Aside from Sasha, I'm sorry, I'm biased. And Asuka is Asuka. I mean, do I need to even say anything about her? And a match between those two ladies would be incredible. There's WrestleMania caliber for sure. Yeah, it needs to happen. It just needs to happen, and I think it would be amazing. So, yeah.
All right. This might make you mad, but I would like to see Trish versus Alexa.
Huh.
I think they have similar styles. So I think it would be interesting. That was my joke one. But no, I would want to see. I lost my piece of paper. My stupid fan blew it away. I would want to see. Where did it go? I lost track of my brain too. Damn it. Does anybody else have another one while I try to find this and thinking about it?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
go ahead.
I'm chock full of them. So something that could actually happen. How about Finn Balor versus Aleister Black?
Ooh.
That's a match that I would be really interested in, mainly because of their characters. I'd like to see like the Demon versus like a guy who kind of is demonic, or like he's a Satanist. I feel like there'd be a cool element there, and I feel like they'd have good chemistry in the ring as well. So,
Ooh, I have one.
All right.
go.
I'm gonna go NXT Japanese right now. Aleister Black and Minoru Suzuki. I want to see them punch and kick each other in the face over and over and over again. That would be amazing. I just, have Aleister Black sitting in the ring the way he does, and Suzuki is just like laughing at him with his tongue out his mouth. Dude, that is just must-see TV right there. So, yeah.
What about Andre the Giant versus Rey Mysterio?
What? Did you find that paper yet?
No, I didn't. The big, the legendary big man and the legendary small guy.
That's a good one.
Play out differently than like Big Show, because it's Andre the Giant. Big Show, who cares?
Sure.
But like Ray in his prime, and then Andre, of course, in whatever prime you could find. Another one I'd like to see would be like Hogan in his forget Hogan. Macho Man versus a guy like I'd say CM Punk again. But
Macho Man. What about Macho Man versus Okada? That would be really good with all the jackets and all the the cockiness.
Sure.
Or Tanahashi.
Or Flair. Flair and Okada.
Oh, dude, Flair and Okada. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega versus Ric Flair in their prime.
My gosh.
Talk about selling.
Exactly.
All right, so that's just a couple of ours. If you have any dream feuds or your favorite feuds that we didn't mention, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook. You can comment on this post on the website on TomicGeekum.com/Ringside Geeks. Facebook is just, Ringside Geeks, and then at Ringside Geeks on Twitter. We are also on YouTube. You can comment on the post whenever that gets posted this week. And, yeah. I think that's going to be it for our show. John, where can people find you if they want to talk to you on the social medias?
Twitter or Instagram at xjohnneave, JOHNNEAVE.
All right. And Monroe?
I am on Twitter at @EoftheS_ENT, and I am on YouTube at Eye of the Storm Entertainment.
All right. Go there, like, subscribe. While you're there, like and subscribe all of our stuff on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
All right. That's our show this week. We, of course, will be back next week. Be sure to check out the mini if you haven't already. It should have popped up in your feed just like this episode did. And if you enjoyed what you heard, tell your friends, and that'll help us out. And that's all I got. So
Also, I'm doing another mini for the Mae Young Classic. I have a lot of information about all these women, so if you don't know much about these girls, listen to the mini because you're going to learn about them. And that should be coming up in a week or two, right before it airs, so look out for that.
It'll be out. Plenty of time for you to listen to it before the first episode.
Yes, for sure.
So
Sweet.
All right, there you go. That's it for this week. We will see you all next week as we get ready for SummerSlam. We will be, next week will be the SummerSlam preview show.
And the G1 final discussion. Wow. Lots going on. The wrestling world is on fire.
Next week, it might just be that. Previewing SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver and going over the G1 final. Of course, we do have our contest going on. There will be a post that I'll tweet out about all the rules and all that stuff the second the scorecards are released. So once those are out, it'll be very clearly written how to win it. And we'll talk about it again next week, so you're going to want to pay attention. If you haven't already heard the rules, it's pretty simple. You just need to fill out a PW scorecard. At PW Scorecards is where you find them on Twitter. And fill that out. Send us a picture of your completed SummerSlam scorecard before the kickoff show starts on Sunday, which I believe is at 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's an hour early.
6 p.m. Eastern time. So as long as we have a picture or a copy of your scorecard before it starts, you are entered to win. And all you have to do is beat one of us, all four of us. And again, if you have never listened before, we suck at these scorecards. So it should be pretty easy. But yeah, it's really easy. You'll get entered in to win a Finn Balor Funko Pop and a bag of Doritos.
Already got the Doritos.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
He's not even going to send them straight from their warehouse.
If you guys want, if you want to specify and get the Wasabi Sam's Club exclusive Doritos, I can pull it off for you. I have a plug. So
Wow.
you know what's good.
Interesting.
Nice.
All right, so that's our show this week. We will see you all next week. Enjoy more wrestling and enjoy the G1 finals this weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. Next week.
See ya.